Hey guys, this is an impulse video and I'm here to tell you I don't know how to help you. Now let me tell you the context why I'm telling you this. I am an entrepreneur. Some of you may know me already. Siddharth Nair, founder and CEO of Zero.ai. And to be frank, I did not start what I started to just build a business, but I thoroughly believe that I want to solve the problem of healthcare. Of course, initially I can't solve it for all. I need to solve it for few first before I can slowly reach and solve it for all. But why I'm appealing today is the whole reason why Zuron started to exist is because last year I lost my mom, but at the same time I've seen her suffering through diabetes for almost 12 years. So that doesn't mean that I'm just talking about diabetes. I'm talking about any kind of diseases. It could be Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, blood pressure, anything and everything, right? So uh, my mom got diabetes somewhere in 2004-5, I believe, and quickly within 7 years the diabetes started to affect her body one after other. First it affected her eyes, then it affected her neurons, then it affected her kidney, then it affected her lungs and heart, and eventually she succumbed to diabetes in the last year. While doing so, I was like furious because I did my bioengineering. Only way to save her was either earn more money or basically let her go through the natural phase at the same time. But as a son, it's impossible, especially for a person who really brought you up and wanted you to do something big for that as well. So when this happened, in 2012, I left my job. I joined my master's so that I could access lab. I built my first product for her in for the neurons, and I solved her problem by the way, and it worked out. I could get her sensations back. She could walk normally. She could basically do her daily chores. And then I started my first startup, also Fiesta Innovations, back in 2013, along with my group of buddies from college. And we did help 50 people or 50 odd people, and we did test it on 300 odd people, but it was not scaling. But then again, I had solved my mom's problem back then, so I thought, okay, fine, let's take it as a loss and just leave it up, and I'll give it up. But I wanted to still learn why I gave it up. I wanted to know what happened, why the product failed, why the startup could not pick up, why I could not help many people, right? So I joined my PhD at IIC Bangalore, where I was trying to understand the secret to product success in medical technologies and how does it really impact the whole ecosystem. Did start it well. Did couple of tours to the US. Did some papers in conferences. But then I wanted to understand what happens, etc. So I came up with this good framework and all those things. But meanwhile, in 2018, my mom got affected with kidney, and that again startled me. I was like furious ki what happened, because I left my first job. I started a startup. I made something for her. It worked, and then why? What happened? Right? And that led me to kind of take again the next step, right? And try to see how I can solve the problem for her again, and can I this time solve the problem for bigger people. And so did my so I started to implement the PhD that I did to see whether it works and it makes sense. So we started this entire startup Zero.ai with a vision of how can I help people like my mom, and in turn people like me who are actually paying for my mom, because we come from a very humble background, have seen ups and downs. My friends can vouch for me if we do them, right? Have gone through the thicks and thins of the life in a very young days, but still never gave up and tried to do this thing. But now, when we went through it, we found that a major reason for most of the disorders is your brain, right? It directly or indirectly controls the body. Many may not agree to me. I'm fine with that, but there are also studies which tells that. With the logic which tells that brain connects your entire body, right? So that should be something which brain does, and that's how the organ works, and that's how the body works. Again, there are a lot of details I'm not getting into it, though I have studied about it. But even for diabetes, brain was a very critical aspect of it, because in brain you have hypothalamus, and your hypothalamus actually controls your insulin synthesis in your pancreas and islet cells. And if that doesn't work well, automatically your blood doesn't absorb the insulin that your body produces, right? That's a simple science that is there. But similarly, even for issues around heart, there is a region where brain is really critical. Even for Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, they are clearly a neurodegenerative disorders, etc., etc. So now to solve so many of this problem, we have come up with this nice well-being solution, which is looking into your holistic health, which looks into your brain, body, and blood. Of course, it's slightly expensive, and we are figuring out how to make it affordable to you. And it works. We tested it on a couple of patients. We saw that it's helping. It started helping me as well. So I can vouch for it that it works, right? But now my problem is, how do I reach out to my customer? How do I reach out to you so that I can help you, to solve, get out of your problems while you help me to kind of make this as a bigger impact and save millions of life, if not billions, to be frank, because this solution has the potential. We can actually help so many people and not get into the scenario of medical bankruptcy in the process. So that's what we are trying to build, and we are trying to look into this, how it will make sense, right? But my biggest problem is, how do I reach out to my right customer or the right user? So let me define the customer and user I'm talking about. The users are anyone who has these disorders, like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, etc., or children who suffer with neuro disorders, learning disorders, you know, in the spectrum, etc. So these are my users. I know about that, and my users also could be anyone at high risk of these disorders because their parents really suffered the worst of these diseases. So these are my users. But my customer is may not be my users. My customers would be people like me between 30 and 50 years, who are actually taking care of the parents and children. So that's what I am trying to look at, both my customer end and the user end, right? Because users never want any solution. According to a user, even for my mom, if you say something to pay, the user would never tell that okay, I am okay to pay. And I know that for the fact, because if someone I got diagnosed with diabetes in 2016, and for a very long time I was in denial, right? I didn't need any solution, it would go on its own. But when I saw my mom really suffering, I knew that no, I need to do something. Of course, I started doing it. I've lost, I don't know if someone who knows me, I've already lost 15 kgs, and I'll be losing more in coming days as well. But the whole point is, users are always in denial, right? So I want to talk to their caregivers, talk to their customers, and see if we can actually help them. I really don't know how to help you. One of the way is bombard your social media with advertisements, YouTube, etc. I don't have the money for that. That's the reality. That's the truth. I don't have my budget for marketing. Unfortunately, I have given all in. I have raised funds from people to actually make this work, and it's working now. People have supported me all throughout in the last 5 years to build a solution which could actually be a game changer and very simple for the user without doing some daunting work throughout the day. But I really don't know how to reach out to you who actually need the solution. So guys, if you think this story actually makes sense to you, if you have heard me through for the last 8.5 minutes, I know that you have given precious time. I kindly request you to help me, connect with me so that I can try to help you come out of your problem, but at the same time help myself as well to build an impactful solution which can help billions of people in the world. This is an humble appeal and a very impulsive video from my end. Thank you.